Welcome, Cancers. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is your 2024 yearly forecast. I really missed reading for the Cancerian Collective, so I'm super happy that I finally got an opportunity to record this. I have to be honest, I tried to record your reading earlier, I think a couple days ago, and there was just something off about the energy and about the reading that I halfway through was like, I think I need a couple more days. So I'm back before the new year begins. Even though 2024 energy, like 24 energy, is already coming through pretty strongly, and we are going to have a number 8 year. So that definitely, I think I said it with, I think it was Aries, I don't know. I said the number 8 does not like to wait. So I feel this has been long overdue, a reading like this. Definitely gonna go a little bit deeper, but I'll try and also really give you guys some practical insight and some things that they keep showing me for you guys for this new year. So I'm just gonna channel as much as I can. I'm also gonna use a couple of references when it comes to like the astrology, because we do have some major energy going on next year, and that just pops up whether I like to focus on it or not. It just shows up in all the readings as well, so I'm just gonna mention it. But if you do really want like an in-depth astrology look in like your natal chart and things like that, there are amazing astrologists out here on YouTube that definitely go into so many details for your rising sign. And if you want to get a personal, they do personals, a lot of them. So definitely, I just want to put it out there. A little bit of a side note. All right, I do definitely feel this energy of like, I know what's coming, I know where I want to focus on, I know where I want to like get to, but I also feel like prolonging this intro, so I'm going to be using that as an integration of an extra message, because that's kind of the feeling of 2023. We, by the end of 2022, so last year around this time, we felt like, hey, we felt the need to like make certain shifts and changes. Almost felt like 2021, 22, it kind of was like a lot of the similar energy, even though we started to really feel ready, I think already last like October, not this October, the October before in 22, of like, okay, I feel this feeling of like, I want to set some new goals, I want to move towards things, I want this to change and that to change and that to feel different. I want to focus on healing this or healing that. And for some reason, 2023, and maybe for some of you, you did definitely got like a lot of things out of the way, where it's very practical, more emotional, spiritually, or it was like opening up your heart again towards, maybe someone new. Maybe you've met someone new this year. But overall, I feel this prolonging energy of like, I know what I want to do. I'm starting to gain more clarity. I also understand of the things that no longer really fit me, or that I kind of maybe need to let go. But actually the doing and the getting that one from one stage into another, I feel like there was this long intro. I felt like 23 felt like this long intro almost. um, that I'm picking up different energy, and it's for almost every single sign that I'm picking up. It's like, yes, with an awakened vision. So it's like, yes, we understand that certain things take time, and take all those practical things into it. We understand there is a lot of things going on, and we might have to overcome some obstacles, but it doesn't feel as heavy as maybe this year has felt. So do definitely want to put that in these readings. Like, the 24 energy is definitely, it feels different, it feels lighter, it feels maybe in some way, shape, form more optimistic. That not necessarily because all of a sudden there's love, light, and peace. The only thing there is will be love, light, and peace in everybody's personal life and a grand scale. I think it might, they say like it gets darkest before the dawn type of energy. There is still a lot of that lingering, but certain things that needed to shift and that needed to change in order to feel that level of optimism, or to see like, hey, if this can change or if I can change, then maybe, um, there's more options, then things are more possible again. You can feel more optimistic towards things. That I'm definitely sensing for this new year. Overall, cancers, for you guys, I feel like there's a lot of starting from scratch in this new year. So that's a word that kept coming through, starting from scratch. This doesn't have necessarily to be with your entire life and everything in it, like starting completely from scratch. But it could be with certain projects, certain things you might be working on, and they're more giving it to me in a sense of like it's an advice. Hey, would you like it to work out better? Would you like it to feel easier? Would you like to like spare time? I, they're saying like start from scratch. Just try it. Start from scratch. You'll see. That's what I'm hearing constantly. So that is just something I really wanted to give you guys, because often the weight of what you've already invested, the time, the energy, the love, the vision you have for either this person in your life or this job or this, whatever you're working on, a project, or maybe a gym workout, or something, like it could be like that. Starting from scratch might actually benefit you more than you feel, because of the weight of the investment made. You're not one to run away from hard work and long-term commitments and investments and things like that in order to get what you either want, what you feel, that you love, things you want to achieve. But sometimes the weight of the investment can keep you from feeling that you can start from scratch, that it's possible. That weight, like for example, I had it with your reading as well. I tried to record your reading. I was definitely deep in, like let's say 30 minutes, around 30 minutes. So it wasn't like I wasn't like, invested. And that weight of knowing I need to restart this kept me from restarting for a couple days. I have to be honest, that's just kind of the weight that I felt, and I did really want to give it some purpose and also integrate it into your actual reading that I'm going to hopefully upload for you guys. So I understood it, like it was a deeper message, that was that feeling that arose within me. Like I don't know if I can do it again like that. Like, do I need to integrate stuff from the other reading? Can I really let it go? Can I maybe edit certain things differently, or like, and then add something? I was like, that kind of seems like a lot more work. But then the weight of feeling like, really, I'm not gonna like use any of that other thing that I already did, was kept keeping me from actually having fresh energy and showing up again and doing a different type of reading that it was meant to create, including the message of understanding the deeper meaning of feeling the weight of, do I need to start from scratch, and how do I feel about that? So that's, now it has purpose. Now I can like deliver the message to you guys within that. Now I understand why that happened. That's also the thing. It's like this year is like we're going to, like Pluto is going to move out of our 7th house. All right, so that has been there since 2008. Now I don't know if you guys are like completely conscious how you used to feel about either relationships and things like that in your life, or about yourself and your role that you play in other people's life in 2000, like up until 2007, 2006. Not everybody was like completely like capable of like being so conscious about, yes, that's how I used to feel, this is how I used to feel, or this changed and that changed since 2008. But the thing is that you will notice the difference based on the experience you had from 2008 till like this year, and how things felt and how things worked out or not worked out, even if you really committed and even if you really were invested into a deep end in that way. You're going to feel a shift there. It's normally, I would say, like it's grand. It will happen over time, because it's such a long transit, like Pluto moving signs, like, and it's gonna stay in the sign of Aquarius, so in our 8th house instead of our 7th. But because of this conjunction as well in April, which will be the April 21st, I believe, or 2020 up until 21st, where it's like really exact, the nighttime. And that brings about such a sudden shift and change that I feel like there's more activation around that 8th house energy for us, us in, like, I am Cancer Sun and Rising. So I feel like that is going to help us restoring a couple of weak links in how we are capable of nurturing and loving and showing up as our beautiful Cancer sense of self, without that ingredient of I just gotta push a little bit more because of this or because of that, or because of the chaos in my partner's life, or because of this, or because of the past of that person and the heartbreak of that person. It's like that person. We are always in tune with our partners, whether we are in a relationship or starting to date. We're from the moment we start to connect with someone, start to get to know someone, we also immediately start to get to know their inner and emotional world, because otherwise there's no level of commitment or connection. Like, we connect through exploring someone's emotional world, right? Have they any pain? Are they healing? What are they experience? Where can we vibe on? How deep do they understand us? Like that. Like, when they start to open up, it's when you start to trust them more. So there's a lot of integration into that, but I feel that it's going to feel different. The space of where you connect from is first and foremost going to go smoother. So it is a positive thing, but it also could go more intensely. So it could feel more intense. And so you might find yourself thinking things, feeling things, maybe, looking through options on how to act in certain situation, that you might look at yourself like, this is not like me. What is this? Like, I don't, like, why do I feel this way? This is weird. Like, this is not me, So just stay in contact with that. Be honest with yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself either. Like, you're human and you're supposed to go through a range of human emotions and work with those. So don't jump on every thing either, because it might wear off within like a week or two. Like, that's how quickly these intense feelings can come and go. So it's like, just take your time, but not like completely question yourself for having certain flare-ups, and where it's like a passionate thing or whatever way, shape or form. You just don't want to completely instantly jump on those feelings and then later on regret them, or no longer can tune in, so you don't really understand your own actions. So that's just a little side note. I'm not saying like don't do anything and act like a nun. Like, I'm not in any way, shape, form implying that either. I'm just like, find the balance where it's healthy for you, because you have to live on your own show. That's your show. So just saying. I think that was like the main notes when it comes to like the energy for 2024. What a couple side notes that I really wanted to give to you guys. I feel like overall 2024 will be about a creation. So creating of art, creating of a new project, creating of a different lifestyle, creating of a different environment for yourself. So moving or changing something, renovating a home, things like, it's a lot of like, oh yes, let's bring in this different energy, let's go about this. I feel inspired, I want to change my bathroom, I want to have this and that, and I spared up this money for so long, I'm just gonna do it. Like, I'm gonna do it with research and stuff, but why not? Like, I really have been wanting this for so long. Like, that's the feeling I'm feeling, and I can come with different things, right? But it's all about creation, and I feel like it comes from a space of that used to feel like an energy leak is now going to feel like I can maybe transform this into something that is, create life out of it. So it's all about creating and creating life. For some of you, it also has to do with pregnancy, or just feelings that might change around it, or ways to go about it. So that's what I'm feeling as well. Certain things that may have been on the back burner are now going to take center stage for you in this year, and allow it. Like they're saying, like, start from scratch. Maybe you do want to redirect, and reorganize where things are in your life. You know, maybe you've had your partner on like number one for the last 10 years, and maybe you want to, like, yes, you want to keep them, but like maybe on third place. Like, yes, you're still committed, yes, you still show up, but it's not like, how do they feel about it? Oh, I kind of want to take this trip, but how do they feel about it? Are they okay? I was like, you know, like, you're allowed to like redirect things in certain ways, because it is necessity for you to grow, to evolve, and to get to the next step in your life, in your development. So that's just something that I really wanted to yeah, put on the table once again. All right, I'm gonna pick up this oracle deck for you guys. Let's see. Whew, that's a lot. That is a lot. Okay, so instantly a card wants to jump out. It says, stay open to the good and beautiful things. The magic mushrooms. Some of you actually are going to do some mushrooms this year. Who knows? Or maybe you have had an experience and that's what woken you up in some way, shape, or form. Miracles, fairy energy, opening up. I think the opening up by itself is like super important. Like, that is it. You're opening up a part within yourself that has been asleep. And not saying like, oh, it's bad that you've kept it there or there. No, it's like we're moving forward, we're moving into different spaces. So certain things are going to reawakening because you're revisiting them, or because another part of you awakens that within you again. And it's about openness, open heart energy, open solar plexus energy, like not afraid to express yourself, not afraid to share your beliefs and your experiences and what you've gained in this this cycle. So that's the thing, like connecting with a part of like magic, and that is also creation. That's also a form of creativity. So number 6 is coming through strongly with the number 15. You don't need it all figured out. The gifted guide, stars, chaos, and opportunity. Beautiful. Being open to the chaos. Not having it all figured out. You don't need it all figured out. You don't need it to be all figured out. Just follow what feels good. Follow what feels right. Follow your dreams. Follow your guides. Follow your intuitive energy. Just give it a go is what I'm hearing. Give it a go, Cancer. Just give it a go. Give it a go. You're being guided. The gifted guide. The gifted guide. Beautiful. One more card. Number 2. Number 9. Your energy is valuable, Cancers. Protect it well. Ooh. Your energy is valuable. Protect it well. Understand that is the truth. Your energy is valuable. Protect it well. Because some people might make you feel like, taking it for granted, or it's not, doing exactly what they needed to do. Strength, boundaries, amulet. So having that boundaries is healthy. That is also connecting to that message that I gave you guys earlier on about, let's reorganize some stuff. What is on number 1 right now, then maybe, will benefit everybody a lot better if it's on number 3 or 4 or 5, maybe something else can like a little bit up. And you should be up. Your growth, your healing, your development should be like up there, not like below, like, I still have like 10 minutes left for me in this day. It's like understanding that your energy is valuable. You got to believe that your energy is valuable. You got to believe that you are valuable. You add something to the table. And you can't be at multiple tables at the same time. So you gotta value your own energy before other people are going to value it. Because sometimes, we gotta protect our energy. We gotta protect it. But in order to protect something, we need to find value in it to protect it, right? Like if somebody, as again, you understand, like when you love someone, they're valuable to you. Their heart, their well-being is valuable to you. You will protect it at all costs. That level of protection. But it's about valuing that. And a lot of times it's like our energy, our love, our care is like up for grasp. It's just like, oh, well, you know, that's the most important thing to me. The most important is that they have a smile on their face and they're healthy and they feel loved and they feel embraced and they feel cared for in this very moment. So I have this, I have like all my energy and love and time and things, and oh, I can just spare this and that. It's fine. It's like almost like it's using it as to sacrifice, you know, up for sacrificing. So understanding that your energy is valuable in such a place where if you invest it, right, into the right areas and the right places, you can multiply it. And if it's multiplied, you can give away more. It's about that long-term vision, long-term look. Okay, so interesting. 6, 2, and 9. Important numbers for you guys this year. Let's pick up some tarot. I'm gonna use the OG Right Away Tarot for you guys for this year. We just need to keep it old school. Get back to the basics. Okay, here we go. 6 of Pentacles. Yes, it's understanding that it's just when it's balanced. It's just when it's balanced. Ooh, another 6. Ooh, that number 6 energy is heightened. 6 of Wands and 6 of Pentacles. Even when you show up in a more balanced way, not all the way, but more in a balanced way, and you value your own time, your own energy, people are actually going to appreciate you more, and they're going to see the worth. You know, there's nothing more true when it comes to Cancer. It's like, you gonna miss me when I'm gone. Oh yes, and a lot of times that's when they realize, and that's when they come back, and that's when they see the worth, and that's when they understand, like, hey, you're something special. Because I got so used to it that I thought it was just, you know, that's just what it is. That's just what love is, you know, is how I'm just loved by anybody and everything. But it wasn't like that. It was something special after all. So I feel overall you're attracting a lot of success the more balance you apply. I'm not saying like you can't show up for other people, you can't do this, you can't, of course you can. But you're going to do it differently. You're going to do it differently from a different space, and that balance brings about a lot of success. Because I am seeing that this is one of those years where you look back upon and think, ooh, I got some lucky breaks this year. I don't know how it worked out, but it worked out. Like that's a feeling I'm feeling. Like you will remember a couple of blessings that come to you this year. You will look back and you will remember. It's like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna forget that. I won't forget this. I won't forget that. It's like little lucky breaks. Ooh, lucky. Ace of Cups. Okay, so what is overflow in your cups? What makes your cup overflow? Because something is dropped in the cup that makes it overflow for you. It's coming into your emotional world. This is something. Something. Okay, I'm gonna get one more card because this one more card needs to come out with this one. There we go. Yep. Page of Swords, the King of Swords, and the Chariot. First and foremost, I feel like it's coming out of a mindset and come more in like, you know, the heart chakra. So I feel like there's a reopening of your heart chakra, and also you're removing a little bit of the Saturn energy around it. Like, I just have to deal with it. So this is just what it is. So this is just what I gotta go through. I'll just put my head down. I'll just make it through. It's fine. It's my boss. It's like I have to, because it's this company. What's my income? What's this and that and that? It's like, no, you're moving beyond certain things, and you also are not taking anything for granted anymore, and that also includes yourself. But you're also, because this is the thing, I feel like to this new year will definitely, one thing you won't and no longer are capable and will no longer want to do is sweeping shit under the rug. Just gotta say it like that. It's like, that just doesn't work anymore. It's not applicable anymore. It just doesn't feel right anymore. It's just like if you, we can come up with 120 reasons why someone lashes out at you for no reason, which you shouldn't do. Oh, just don't. Like if you're cross watching and you're like, you're dealing with a cancer, do not take shit out on them when they don't deserve it, because it will break something and you will suffer eventually. You know, because you're going to build a wall within the cancer. You're trying to, like, you know, prove your love to, and they will at one point won't be able to reach it anymore. So that's just a complete side note. I'm just saying you're also no longer willing to do that because it kept you in your way to, there was this disconnect. There's disconnect of your energy, because don't think, you know, especially for people who aren't, like, you know, well, for the people who are dealing with a cancer and not, you know, Cancerians, I don't really need to explain anything to you guys. Don't for a moment think that cancer just gives love and things and endless this and endless that and care and nurturing to just anybody. Don't. It's only the people who are in the inner circle, and then it's the people, and it's like the vulnerable ones. So for example, a person who is in the street and, you know, they will always try to do or to be something helpful in some way, shape or form. It's the animals that are in need. It's the older people who need help. That, oh yes, they are getting the access to that side, but not just anybody. So when you're in, count yourself lucky and treat Cancerian with respect, because if for some reason you fall out of that inner circle, which is nearly almost impossible, if you get that done, that by itself is magic, but you get out, we were in, but then you're out for life. There's no coming back, there's no turning. There's, even if a Cancerian wants to invite you back in, it just doesn't work, because you broke, you know, you came into the fragile shell and you start breaking shit. There's no coming back from that, and it's really hard to get kicked out of the Cancerian shell, but once you're out for life. It's not, there's no turning back. It's just the way it is. It's just the emotional boundaries up. So that's just a side note I wanted to give, because there's also you allowing yourself to put yourself out of your own shell. There's a part that comes in. It's very, like I said, Saturn energy, a lot of, you know, air. Maybe you have a lot of air in your chart and that just takes control. It's like, I'm taking charge now. Let's just, you know, stay in that space. So there's a lot of things to juggle, but I feel like this is a year that breaks open your heart. Like it opens it up. And so things feel different again. You look at things differently. You handle things differently. And that will bring about that change. With that Chariot, like, this is the thing. It's like you're overcoming you have victory over this Page of Swords and this King of Swords. So it had like control over you in some way, shape or form. It kept you out of your natural state. There was something that kept you out. You kept you out. So there were like people in your shell, but you weren't even invited anymore. Like, you weren't in. You were out of your own shell, Cancer. That was a very vulnerable place to be. So you're claiming your own power. And you being able to access your own shell again is not about hiding anything. It's not about that. It's about the fact that when you go through things and when you receive things and when you feel things, you feel them through your shell, meaning that you can feel them fully. And somebody, you know, loves you, you can feel the love. Because I felt like you were incapable of completely feeling things in your life, which sounds so, it sounds very weird to say, but a lot of times Cancerians are out of touch with their own feelings. It's just more of like a narrative, and then the disbalance happens and you're functionable. You can function, you can get your stuff done, you can nurture for others, you can care, you can really love, you can really do all of that, but you don't feel it. You don't, when you're like have a happy moment, you can't tap into it, and that is what makes you passive. that doesn't mean that you're not active and you're not out there, you're not a go-getter, but it makes you passive because it's just you don't filter things through that deepness within yourself anymore, and so everything kind of becomes on the surface. And I feel there's this space that you've been in for quite a long time, and when you exit that space and you re-enter this part of your heart, then you notice how far gone you were. So it's not about I know exactly how far gone I am. It's like, no, I have a feeling, but I think I know. But like when you re-enter that space, and that is all 24 is about. Like, see, I have 2 of Cups at the bottom of the deck as well. It's like it's re-entering your heart space. Okay, let's get a couple more cards. I hope this makes sense. I'm just channeling it at the moment. See, that 2 of Cups wants to jump out anyway with the Lovers and the 8 of Wands. Some of you are like writers, like I don't know, like a romantic novel writers or something like that. I don't know what that is about, but it was a stagnation around the writing, and I feel like that will be, they will almost come flowing out of you. Here we have the Tower. I'm just gonna go with these cards because they really jump out for a reason. We have the Tower, the Hanged Man, of course, and the Sun, of course. That's that sudden shift and sudden realization and sudden change that isn't so sudden after all, because the fall of the Tower was coming for a long, long time. But it was that prolonged energy of like starting. That's like I said, right? That prolonged falling of this the Tower, with a little bit of a band-aid here and a band-aid there, of knowing that the inevitable was the exit and the release. And still knowing that even if that release at one point would happen, that it could only in some way, shape, or form benefit you down the line. But the prolonging, the wait, just waiting a little longer, just holding on a little bit longer, that's an ending. Like, you're learning a lot from that. You have a lot of insight. So the Knight of Wands, the Hermit. I'm going to tune in for just a moment because we have the Empress with the Death card as well. It's like very powerful. Every single strength card that comes through, where you will feel appreciated, where you will feel like you're thriving, where you will feel like you are good, you know, when you feel good, when you feel empowered, all of those cards are internal cards. That's really such a strong moment where you start to tap into, yeah, but what about this person, and what about what they said, or is it really true? Am I too sensitive? Am I too this? Every time when that outside energy comes in, that's where you feel off balance. But throughout your entire reading, consider letting you know, like, you know better. You know the truth. You know what you need to do. You know what makes you happy. You know what you're allowed to say. You know the truth. Within you. It's within you. It's within you. It's within you. You have this clarity, this wisdom within you. You know better, Cancer. That's what I keep hearing, this voice. It's like, you know. You just have to allow yourself to choose what you know you should do. You know what is best, but knowing what's best and then actually acting upon and loving yourself enough to do what's best is a next step. And that step, I felt, because you went from like the Tower, whoa, it's here, to like the Hangman, and then the sun starts to shine again. You have the Knight of Wands energy and the Hermit, and then you fall back into the Nine of Swords, and you have that moment. But it's all about release. If you find yourself in like a mental loop in 2024 at one point, you know, you will find yourself multiple points, you know, night where you're overthinking and you're like, am I seeing this wrong? Am I feeling this wrong? It's like, I'm so confused about what they said, or why didn't they call? Why didn't they respond? Or did I make like grammar mistakes in my email and that's why they're not getting back to me? It's like, right, that whole like going over things, questioning. It's like, no, it's just a reminder. It's like when you feel that there's this level of insecurity or there's no reassurance coming from the outside world, that's when they are trying to put you back in that space. Now you can give yourself that reassurance, like with the Empress and that card. So whatever begins this year, I also feel like there will be a cycle that comes to an end. So for some of you, you will get pregnant in like the first 3 months of the year, and so you will also end the pregnancy. Well, the pregnancy comes to an end. Sorry. Let me just, watch my words over here. Because you're in 9 months, that's an end of a cycle. It will arrive before the end of the year. It doesn't have to happen, but that's what I'm seeing in a lot of ways. It's a feeling I'm feeling. So it's like, for example, you start a new project right before, for example, summer break or whatever. That's when you already, you finished it again. So it's like cycles, but they have many stages, and you begin a cycle and it comes to an end in a way of that an end of completion. So there's a lot of completion happening in your reading as well. It's like you have a deeper insight, a deeper knowledge. Some of you, I don't know, this pregnancy energy keeps coming in. So if it's not for you, then please, put that a little bit aside for the people who are meant to hear it. Maybe you've been really, really trying to get pregnant, and it's been on your mind, and it's been like kind of messing with you, because it can be very, very draining, especially for women, and of course also for men, especially if they're really invested, and they can only do like a little bit. It can also be emotionally a strain on the relationship and stuff like that, but especially for feminine energy, for the women who decide to carry, whether their partner is also a woman, the one who's trying to conceive, mentally it can become really a prison, because there's nothing else at one point you can think about anymore. And I feel like you guys are releasing something around it and focusing more of like the mother energy within you, because you're already a mother. We are all mothers, especially when I'm talking to the Cancerian collective. You are everybody's mom, which sounds so weird, but you are. You are the cosmic mother and the cosmic heart of the universe, of the entire zodiac cycle, the heart. So love from that place. Anything and everything can use a little bit of that, motherhood that is within you. So, okay, I'm going to center myself again, because otherwise I go way too much into that space. Let me pick a thing, but I did want to just a little bit, just a little side to it. Okay, here we go. It says, sacred self, unleash your spirit, express your gifts, and dance with a sacred rhythm of life. Go with that. Go with the rhythm of life. Go with the flow. I feel like the unleash your spirit is almost like what I kept feeling, right? Like that heart chakra opening and you're tapping into it. It's almost like you're expressing your soul, like your soul is, freeing itself up again. Balance, what I'm hearing. Balancing it out. Beautiful with the spread your wings and fly energy. And then with the moon, Shekinah. Okay, one more card from this deck, or is that all that I wanted to come through? The deck starts to feel very heavy, so I'm not gonna put it aside. Let me try this one. Beautiful. Didn't we talk about strength, Cancer? Be strong. You are stronger than you think you are, and your strength assures a very, very, very happy outcome. With the emphasis on happy outcome. Very happy outcome. Here we have a beautiful sacred space as well that comes through. create an altar or visit a powerful place to connect with the divine. So this year is one of those years where if you felt guided to take like a spiritual trip or go to a certain temple or, you know, revisit a place where you feel connected, then go do that. That is about, you know, opening up, reopening up. So I'm definitely also like planning on going to like a next stage, a next level when it comes to my own spirituality. I feel like I'm ready to open some new doors. And I've already have had some new doors opening, especially last 2 years. It's been quite intense. But sometimes it's time to like take a couple steps on the journey again. Cycles and rhythms. Honor the cycles of your body, energy levels, and your emotions. So beautiful. So beautiful. It's really one of like this card always reminds me of a content creator here on YouTube. Her name is Jana Yinton, and she is just, you know, she's the queen of the north. And she is also a Cancerian, actually. That's why I'm sharing it with you guys. She must have a lot of Pisces in her chart as well, but she's definitely a Cancer in a lot of ways. But she lives in the north of Sweden, and it's just so, her videos, it's just beyond beautiful. It's just breathtaking. It has so many different things in it, and it always brings like a good energy. So it's an energy transfer in the way that she's expressing herself through her art. She creates movies and photography and things, but she's trying to transfer a feeling through her to her audience through her art, and it's very beautiful. It's very beautiful. Those colors really remind me of the beautiful colors that dance in the night skies. Anyways, so if you haven't heard of her before, then definitely go check her out. Yes, just want to give a little bit of a shout out because she's really, really good. And just helps a lot of people by just simply, showing where she lives and creating movies about that and content, and it's just very beautiful. Anyways, I'm gonna move on. Let's move forward. Last deck I'm gonna pick up is a numerology deck because the moon is definitely prominent this year as well, and we just had our full moon, so let's just get a card. Ooh, I love that. I love that, and the colors go so very well together as well. Beautiful. It says a new start is coming. A new start is coming. And then you have the card, what do you need to release, Cancer? Ooh, this is a tough one, but it's necessary. A new start is coming. What do you need to release in order to have this new beginning? Take some time. All right? Take some time before we enter this new year, or before, January ends. Just take some time to really dive a little bit deeper into it. Dive a little bit deeper into it. Write yourself a letter that you will reread around this time next year. All right. I love you, Cancers. I hope that there was something in here in this reading for you that brought you, some confirmation, some guidance, some joy, some reassurance, some healing maybe. And I'll be back soon. I love you. Mwah! We got this. All the way up, okay? All the way up, Cancers. We got this. Bye.